Yes, people, it's Cam, and today another video where I talk, it's like a solo podcast, but a quick one. I want to talk about the self-help space and why I don't like the self-help space or the make money online space or even the info product space as a whole. And I want to be clear, I really like the info product model. I also think that selling information, I also like that we can sell information digitally. But I don't like the space and I hate the space, and you should too, because if you're watching this video, you're probably in the self-help space, or you probably indulge in the self-help space and watch videos and you're a part of it, right? And I was too. Now, my reason for not liking it is because you guys are the clients, like, or us, because I was in it. I've been on both sides. I've sold it and I've been a consumer of it. And the consumers are the people that make the content rich. Okay, now I don't actually see a huge problem with that, but where the problem comes in is how they make money off of you. And because they're rewarded off of their customers or the people that watch their videos, should I say, or their audience, that's a better way. Because you're rewarded from your audience, you start to mistreat your audience, okay? There's plenty of people that do this. There's Hamza with the manlyhoodness course. There's Iman Gadzi with the online marketing. All these guys, right? And what they do is, firstly, they make it seem like you've got loads of problems that you didn't know that you had. Okay, so when I first got into this space, all I knew is I wanted to make some money. Then I get into this space and I find out that, oh, really to make money, you need a better morning routine. So now I've got a problem with my morning routine that I've never had for my whole life. I've been waking up, going to school and doing my thing my whole life. But now I've got a problem with my morning routine. Not only that, but I've got a problem because my breakfast I eat, I don't intermittently fast. And not only that, I've got a problem because I don't use a steam room in the morning. And not only that, but I've got a problem with business because I do something wrong in business and all these other things. Now, I just wanted to get online and make money. But now I've got these 12 different problems. And the only reason they told me I had these 12 problems was because, guess what? They've got a solution for all of them. So what they do is they introduce you a problem and then fix the problem, which I don't like. I don't like that business model, right? If I already had a problem and then they have the solution, that's brilliant, right? That's the first thing I don't like about it. Now, the second thing that I don't like about the space is that you're rewarded for doing this stuff. Okay, so we had a sales course, and anyone that's done sales will know that sales is very difficult. They will also know that it's difficult to get a good role in sales. They'll also know that to actually make good money in sales, you have to get good at sales, which doesn't only take an info product, but takes loads and loads and loads of practice. Okay, now when we first launched the course, we tried to be quote unquote ethical and say, it's very difficult, but if you keep working hard at it and you wait 1 to 2 years, you'll probably be able to start making about 5 to 7K a month. And then maybe after 3 to 4 years, after really working hard, you'll be able to break out to 10K a month. Now, when we did that, no one bought. And it fell on deaf ears because, we're telling the truth about it. Then, and this is fully transparent and most people won't do this, we had a few people that started to make money sooner. So then instead of making it seem like the anomaly will make money quickly, we made it seem like you can make money quickly, which is true. But the way that we framed it is we made it seem as if it was easier than it is, just to be completely honest. We made it seem like it was easier than it actually is. Now, you can make a lot of money in sales, and some people do make money in a few months in sales. But what we didn't market is, firstly, how rare that is. Secondly, how difficult it is. And thirdly, and most importantly, how much work you have to put in to do that. Because people want to buy this easy solution. So then what happens is, as the business, you're rewarded for making it seem like things are easy. Now, it's very difficult. And on that side of the camera, you guys might be watching thinking, I'm judging you because all of this. If you could get paid more money for making it seem like your business or your model was a bit easier to get results than it actually was, would you do it? Now, most people on the other side, because it's not true, you might say, no, you wouldn't do it. Now, I, 5 years ago, would have said no, but I fell into the trap of doing it. And every time you do it, you make more money. You make 50 grand because you do it. You get to say this thing, you make it seem like what you're doing is easy. You get online, you flex a little bit, you show off your lifestyle a little bit, you make even more money. then what happens is the space becomes toxic. And because the space is toxic, to compete, you have to fall into those patterns, which I don't like. So I was doing that for a while. Now, if you've seen, I'm completely the opposite to that. I stopped doing that. I don't want to sell an info product or be in a make money online space anymore, because I got dragged into this toxic, cheesy, corny thing where you make it seem like you're super duper rich and you make it seem like you're this god and you're this know-it-all guy. And not only that, but you tell people that doing what you do is easy, they just got to pay you money. And I didn't like that. So that's another problem that I have with the space, and it's a big problem that I have with the space, right? Now, for you guys watching this, the problem with us as the consumer, and I was in this space, is that we're lazy and we don't want to use this. We don't want to use this thing in between our ears. We want to just be told the methods and copy them. Now, it's hard because there's a fine line between trying to reinvent the wheel and just copying exactly what someone says. And I've got the solution for it. So most people, when they're young, they think they can reinvent the wheel. So they jump into business and they think, I'm going to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. I'm going to make this new thing. And never really works, right? There's a reason there's only one Mark Zuckerberg. There's one Elon Musk. There's one of all these guys, right? But there's hundreds of other businesses. But there's only one guy in 7 billion people that makes the new Facebook. Now, there's a 1 in 7 billion chance that you do make the next Facebook, but I don't like 1 in 7 billion odds, so I don't take them. And instead, you then think, okay, cool, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to copy someone else. Now, what you do is you go online and you copy what other people do. Now, the problem is that no one's going to actually let you copy their business model. They're not. I'm not going to, nobody is. So they keep you at arm's length. So you're copying, but you're always copying 10 steps behind. And you're copying with a bunch of other people that are copying. You're in your own little rat race. You've escaped your rat race, this 9-to-5 rat race, and you've jumped into this own rat race where you're all copying the methods that are 5 steps behind. If it's not an SMMA, then it's an AI agency. It's build and release. If it's not that, it's drop shipping. You're copying these methods that everyone else was doing. Because if someone's currently doing something, they're not going to tell you how to do it because it's going to mash up what they're doing, right? They might teach you little parts of it, but they're not going to teach you the whole business model A to Z if they're still doing it, right? It wouldn't make sense to. So that's a problem with the space. I've lost my train of thought a little bit, but that's a problem with the space, is that we get stuck into copying, but we're copying from 5 steps behind. Now, what you should do is you shouldn't reinvent the wheel and you shouldn't copy. What you should do is you should steal. Stealing methods is how you make money. Now, what I did is when I first started, I copied. I copied a few courses and I did okay, right? I copied them relentlessly and I did okay. Then what I realized is I'm going to steal methods. And what I mean by stealing methods is instead of actually watching the videos and copying what they're saying, you start copying what they're doing, okay? So E-Man, for example. E-Man is teaching you guys to start an agency, but E-Man doesn't have an agency. What does he do? Well, he makes a load of content. He's got a software business and he sells an info product. That's how he makes his money, right? So he's still what he's doing. Now, what's his method? How does he make the videos? You watch how he does it. Okay, he posts this many videos. That's what you've got to start doing. Now, someone might turn around and say, well, yeah, that sounds good, but really, it's difficult to do what E-Man does. Very true. It is difficult to do what E-Man does. So maybe when you're starting, you take a few different methods and you put them all into one. Instead of copying one guy and actually copying what he's telling you to do, just find a few different methods, put them together and make them work. So for example, you might have an agency, okay? That might be your thing. I'm not saying to not do these basic business models, but you take what's working in an agency, you watch a few different guys, you see their videos, you think, okay, cool. They're saying that cold email is amazing. Then you go and find a guy who's very good at cold email and then you do that, right? That is how you actually take off in the space. You take a few different things. If you copy someone, you're always going to be copying 10 steps behind and you're not going to make money, right? I know I've been rambling a little bit, but I have a very big problem with this online space. I can go into more depth about it. I would love to jump on a pod. My brother Trist, when you're ready, man, we'll jump on a pod on this sofa and we'll talk about it. But yeah, that's been all. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.